DJ Hoodie getting at you guys with another Why Run podcast live. And up on panel, we got the cute, adorable, sexy raccoon on the internet. Once again, please welcome Just Ride.
Boo. Boo.
We all know you're bullshitting at this point, babe.
No. Yes.
I don't know, babe.
Yes.
Yes.
How are you, baby?
Fucking tense, man. I'm tense. I've been painting
You
most of the morning. And I mean, I feel good painting, but it's just sometimes what it does. It does to your body. At times. How are you?
Is it like a continuation of the weekend?
Sure.
Mm.
I have to ask you.
I guess nothing really happened, but for some reason we were both kind of still stressed.
What were you stressed about?
Honestly, I had no reason to be stressed out, but I was stressing. I was in a bad mood. I was just, I was kind of messed up. I was being a jerk. You forgot what I told you yesterday, huh?
Yeah. I don't know. Like for me, I'm always trying to justify my behavior or why I act or say or feel the ways that I do, and like everybody else, we all like to blame everybody else. But for me, I feel like my reasons are justifiable. And I know you can't really do that for yourself. But for me, it's like I'll find a reason to blame
Mm.
somebody else. And not saying that that's what you should do, but for me, I kind of feel like it's a little different. But my parents are calling, and I don't know if I should take the call. I'll take the call.
Yeah.
Hold on
Okay.
a second. Yeah. Hello?
Mm.
Sheila, listen. We went and delivered a medication. They signed it, and then we pushed done, and it's not doing nothing.
What area are you guys in?
And Ray,
Ray and what?
Warner.
Ray and Warner?
Yeah, around that area.
Should
we move and then maybe
can you remember how you swipe the app off of the screen? Do that and then redo it again. Open the app again.
What do you mean swipe it?
Babe.
Yeah.
Exhibit A.
Bye.
Swipe it up.
Okay, bye. See,
Swipe
this
up.
will justify my anger.
No.
You don't
No.
get
See,
it,
this
do
is
you?
what.
You don't get it. You don't get
Listen,
it.
listen,
Like,
listen. Yes.
now what you're talking about?
Listen.
Okay.
Yes.
Point
Exactly what I. That's exactly what was happening with me this weekend. Remember, all this shit started on Friday because I was trying to set up my mom's phone. So I was irritated because of all the shit that was going wrong. So I was like, okay, um, I already taught her how to add her contacts, and she asks me all the time. But yesterday I was thinking, how many times did she have to teach me shit when I was a kid? So I should not be impatient when it comes to teaching her stuff. Like right now, you could have just told her to swipe up and can or clear the app. That because when you say, what did you say? You say cancel the app or turn off the app.
No, I told her to close the app and then open it again.
Yeah, that doesn't register to them. When I told my mom, she's like, "Okay, how do I do that?" And I'm like, "Well, just swipe your app up." And then she's like, "Oh." I don't know. It's just things that to us seem easy, but to them it's not. It's the same shit with us and other things.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be more patient.
Yeah, for me, I don't know what it is. Like I feel like I don't know. Like I just feel that certain family members can help, but they don't. I
Oh
understand
yeah,
that
yeah.
the reason why she's calling me is because I'm the only one that's doing gig work. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, they're going to
Mhm.
call me. They're not going to call, my brother or my sister. Um,
Mhm.
but for me, it's just the simplest things like, oh, maybe we should close the app and, reopen it. But do they know that the offer or the job doesn't go away even after they close the app? You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
to me, it's just, I mean, being fed up with gig work, like gig work isn't a big thing to me. So closing out an app and losing an offer, like it doesn't do shit for me. Like I'm not gonna be as panicked as they are. But
Yeah.
at the same time, it's like I get it. They don't want to fuck up their job. They don't want it to be difficult. They're not trying to be difficult to the restaurants or places that they're picking up from. They don't want to be difficult to the people that they're delivering to. But it's just one of to me it's that talk like you're never gonna win, like that was the episode a few days ago where it's like, man, we're never gonna fucking win. Like we try to do a good job and we still get smacked in the face. But I have to remember
Mhm.
that yes, these are my parents. They don't understand. I should have pity on them because these gig apps don't have pity on my parents. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like for
Yeah.
me, your situation, you have a lot more patience than I do. For me, I'm just like once something gets me fed up, I stay fed up.
Mhm.
Late the guilt doesn't come to me until later, like way way later.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not trying to
I don't.
justify being angry at my parents, but like I don't know. I don't want them to be afraid of a cell phone. Like I don't want them to be afraid of somebody that they're dropping off to, because they're just genuine
Mhm.
people. They don't know. Simple as that.
Yeah. That's why. Well, we talk about me being patient, but this whole weekend I was impatient with my mom, and it wasn't fair to her. Um, I did ask her. I was like, "Why are you so afraid to add a contact? There's really no way to mess it up." And she's like, "Well, I just feel like if I try and do anything on the phone, I'm gonna mess up the phone." I understand it. I get it. She doesn't know how to work the phone, even though it's the same exact phone. But to her, it's like same thing as us finding something new to do, and it's scary when you first come across it. When you don't know how to use it, you don't know how it works and all this shit. It is a little scary. I mean, obviously, we know that it's not the end of the world if we do mess up a phone. That one has a warranty and everything, but to her, it's like, I don't want to be the reason why it gets messed up. So,
Mm.
if I think there was something interesting. There's something in a book, and I don't remember the name of the book right now, but it talks about how things are different when it's someone else versus when it's us. So yesterday, when I was telling you about my frustrations and everything that I was feeling, you were telling like you felt bad for her, and again, I was really trying hard to not snap at her. I didn't snap at her, thank God. It's not her fault. I knew that it was me, but I was telling you, like, it's really taking everything out of me to not snap at her. And you felt bad for her. I noticed that. And then you said, well, it's the same thing with me and my mom. And I feel bad for your mom when things happen. But at the same time, it's like, I can't tell you anything. That's you. Like, you have to you have to get there. Like you said, it takes you a while to get there, but you do. It's the same thing. It's easier for us to be compassionate and be understanding and be patient with other people versus with ourselves. I'm gonna try and get the name of the book because it's a real interesting read. I think people should read it. Um, if you're dealing with something and you feel like you're stuck, talk to yourself and think of it. How would you handle that if a friend of yours or a family member came to you and said, "I'm dealing with this problem"? Think of it as, or deal with it as you would in a third person. I don't remember the name of the book. I'm gonna find it and I'll give it to you guys tomorrow, maybe. But yeah, it's interesting what the mind will do.
Mhm. Mm.
I know I can't. We kind of went off a little bit on what we were gonna talk about. It's just
Well,
been a
that
long
was part of
fucking
our.
weekend. Yeah,
Okay, so
it's
what are the takeaways? Like, what do you want people to take away from what you just said? Like, okay, like how did you correct it? Is it still corrected, or are you just gonna like just
well. Yesterday, after I talked to you about it, like the whole time I knew that it was not my mom. I knew that it was me. It was the way that I was reacting to things. So after I talked to you about it, it kind of relieved that tension. You're doing is you're sharing the load of whatever it is. It could be anything small, but to you it's heavy, right? So you share the load with someone else by talking to them. That's what it is. Um, and I think the mistake that some people make is that they think that, oh, this person is telling me their burdens so that I could take this burden from them. That's not what it is. It's people are trying to share the load so that you can help us carry it, right, or hold it. Once we talk about it, it's like, okay, now we can set it down, or at least that's what we should be doing. But a lot of times people hold on to that shit. So something that helped me from what happened this weekend is you told me that I should probably smoke not just the house, but smoke my mom and smoke myself, and I did that, and it helped. It did. It worked. I'm fine now. My poor mother didn't get snapped at, so it's a win. So that did help me. I don't know what they're getting it out of your system, whichever way you can, without snapping at people, without breaking people's necks. Um, does help. Baby.
one of yeah. Now I was just gonna talk about what happened last night before I went to bed. But
Yeah.
someone's talking to me like face to face, like obviously I can't hear them because I have my headphones on. But last night, I heard this pounding, like on the window outside, like the kitchen window, and it was like very aggressive. And I just, of course, barely heard it because I had the so I took my headphones off, and then I heard it again. It was like that pounding. And honestly, I got scared because my ex-boyfriend used to do that. I As many times as I kicked him out of the house and locked his ass out, like he would pound on the door, the screen door, the window, and it always scared me. So honestly, I thought it was him doing that shit. And that scared the fuck out of me. And I felt like my parents wouldn't have done that in that way. But when I opened the door and saw my mother, like, I got pissed because she never does that. Why is she doing that? Like, so hard and aggressive. And I opened the door and I was like, what the hell? And she's just like, I don't know. And the thing that I told Rob, and I don't feel any guilt or shame saying this, because I believe, whether it be your parents or someone in your family or whatever, it's like, your family well enough to not do certain things, and then when they do it, it's kind of like, what the fuck, like where's this attitude coming from? um but I really felt like my mother was being a brat, because it's almost like, if and I'm not just speaking about my mom, but like, there's people out there that, like, if they don't get their way, like, they just kind of like lash out, or like, they do things that are beyond their normal natural behavior. And it's like, what the fuck is triggering this shit? And I felt like, just because, like, okay, like, my mom, she had like a whole bunch of groceries at the door, right? And for her, it's like, you need to bring these in a time. All you had to do was, even if I was there or not, it's like, there was no reason for you to like do this shit, unless you're mad at the person that they're not right, like, at the door as soon as you pull up. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, well, first of all, you guys said that you were gonna go to the grocers just to pick up some soda. And she never said that they was gonna go full on shopping. Otherwise, I would have been like, oh, okay, well, like, call me and I can be out there to get the groceries. But, and sometimes I do things extra, especially, like, Rob doesn't know, but when it's always a surprise to Rob. That's why I feel like sometimes I do act like my mother in that way. Like, I want things like done. Like, I want things like, like, be ready for me, or, because I simply just don't have the patience. And that may sound like I'm justifying it, but it's like, I guess we can't help it. But it's like, okay, I get my mom that she's not, that she's being a brat, there's no excusing that. But it's like, she didn't have to do what she did. She didn't, because of shit like that he's done. So it was almost like, I don't know, my mom could have called and been like, hey, we went shopping, can you help us with the groceries or whatever. If they honked the horn, again, I probably didn't hear it if they did, but I seriously doubt it. But for her, it was like, open the door and bring in the stuff. And it was just like, and when my mom gets in those bossy moods, you expect things, you expect things done, and you're just pointing your finger like, oh, do this and do that, and once you're done with that, do this, and when you do this, don't do this, and you have to do this a certain way. And remember, Rob, when you said, I don't like when people do shit behind me? That's what she does. My mom will
Yeah.
do that. She will hover you and make sure, like, oh, don't spill the grease in the drain. And she could tell you, and you would be like, oh, okay. She would still be standing there watching over you to see how you dispose of the grease. That's why, I don't give my mother like grace sometimes, because I'm like, you don't have to watch me. You don't have to be on me. Like, I lived with you my entire life. Thanks, mom. But it's like, I know what I'm doing. And when she lashes out like that, I'm thinking that, okay, like, maybe my parents got into it or whatever. But it's like, don't take it out on me. And both of you shouldn't be fighting anyway if you guys have been fighting. But for her, it's like, yeah, she'll will knock on the fucking door like she's the fucking police. And it's like, why? Because sometimes when I'm not on the phone with Rob, like I'll hear them pull up in a driveway, and me, I run to the door, to see if they need any help. So you're mad at me that I didn't do it this time? And I brought in the stuff. I didn't say anything, but she kept getting in my way, and that was pissing me off because it was like, you want me to bring these things in? Get the fuck out of the way. And she knows how I feel. So everything that I'm saying right now, she already knows. This is no secret. This is no behind her back kind of talk, because she knows, because I say it to her face. Quit acting like a brat. One thing at a time. Let us finish all the things that you're telling us to do, and either that or write it on a fucking post-it note. Because my mom, she will not stop dictating. And I told her that. I'm like, you're acting like a fucking dictator right now. Knock it off. And then, yeah, her feelings get hurt. She starts crying. And it's just like, you make us feel bad all the time. So I'm not going to feel bad about you crying right now. And I know that sounds shitty, right? But it's like, she knows what she's doing as many times as I told her. And okay, if you guys want to bring old age into it, the older you get, the grumpier you get. Motherfuckers like my aunts and my uncles, they used to say the same shit about my grandmother, but they were starving her to death. Oh, she's just old. She's just getting grumpy. And it's like, well, when you're hungry, you get angry. Hangry, like that's Sue. That's my grandmother. Fucking feed her. So, we don't want to think that these things are happening to our parents, but, like they say that when you become an elder, you go back to being a child. And what do you do with children? You, I hate to say it, but you discipline them as you should. And my parents, my mother, she knows better, but she didn't need to do that. Like it almost felt like she was trying to put fear into me, like that, like her anger was coming out towards me because I wasn't out there as soon as they pulled up, like normally. So are my actions, excusable? Probably not, but neither is hers. It's like, if I'm gonna be wrong, Mom, you're wrong. And the thing about that last night was, after that shit, I brought in the groceries, I went into my room and I laid down on the bed and I was like, I'm so fucking pissed, I'm exhausted, I'm stressed, and I'm hurting. And Rob was, I probably scared him to death. But we were quiet for a minute, and then my mom came knocking on the door, and I looked over and I was like, what? And she apologized, and I was like, I got mad, and I told her, I said, I got mad because you sounded like so. Accept her apology, and I appreciate, she purchased my favorite soda, she purchased, laundry detergent for the house here, and like she picked up a few things for me in this household. And that's the whole thing too, is that yeah, we have our fallouts like that. No reason for my behavior, no reason for her to do that, but we are close enough that we go back to each other and we apologize and we make it right. Some families don't do that. Some parents will be like, oh, well, you're an adult now, you get your own laundry detergent, or you get your own soda. We do things for one another, but when we're all coming off like that, then it's just like, man, I'm gonna, like, because sometimes I do scare my parents with my anger and frustrations and impatientness. Like, they get out of my way. But once I cool off, I decompress and all of these things, I go back to my parents. And I apologize. I explain why. Sometimes it's not a good apology or an excuse. I was just plain fucking mad for no fucking reason. I still apologize to them. And we're the type of family, we don't hold grudges on each other. We really don't. That's why sometimes when I look at families, like, man, like, you guys are fucking weird. You guys hold things over on each other. You guys pick on each other, and you guys will hold that grudge and not forgive. And you guys say, "Oh, but we're family." But you guys really didn't let it go. You guys are like, you promise a little kid, something, and then if you don't do it, oh, well, you promised. And it's like, kid, shut the fuck up. I'm a grown ass adult. I'm doing shit, trying to pull your fucking weight too. Like, teach your kids to understand that they can't always get the things that is promised to them, and maybe you shouldn't be making promises to them. See, it goes both ways. But we're the type of family that we can talk about it. We can say, like, hey, mom, like, you're being a brat right now. A lot more fucking things if all of this shit that comes out of my mouth is offensive. But what's more offensive is how she's acting as well. It's all of our fault. So that's the way that we are. Like, we're able to say what's wrong. Like, sometimes my dad will get on my ass. That's why he's still my parent. He's still my father. I'm still going to listen to him, and I'm almost 40 years old. I'm not talking shit to my parents. I'm letting them know that, hey, you don't need to come into the house like that. We can get into all some other shit that like when they neglected me as a child. We could get into all that, but I've already discussed it. But that shit is still traumatizing to me, and they know it. Did they change? Not really, because they just leave out of the whim, and it's just like, okay, well, as long as you fed me, as long as the fridge is stocked with something, cool. But they never used to do that to me as a child. And sometimes they're like, oh, sorry, we just left like that. We were just trying to make the incentive or whatever. Then it's like, okay, cool. Well, don't forget about me. Call your kids. Call your daughter. I guess we just have that understanding. But I would say, don't be afraid to tell. If you're really a family, you should be able to say these things to each other and apologize to each other. Quit holding fucking things against one another. Quit making each other feel like shit. But I know every household is different, so take it however you guys want. But I don't think that you guys should be treating each other like that. And that was one of my stresses yesterday coming into into today. What other stresses did we have, babe? Over the weekend? I know
Well, for you, it was financial. For you, it was having to work, having to paint, having a lot of things to do, and feeling overwhelmed. And then I feel like you didn't feel you did enough. When to me, it's like, damn, you did a lot. And for you, it's like, I didn't do shit. So
yeah, I was
there's
telling
that
Rob
for you.
a famous saying that they say about us artists. They say that artists work hard at nothing all day, and that's how I feel every day.
Oh, well, then I'm an artist.
Yes, you are,
'Cause that's how I
babe.
feel.
You are a writer, so yes.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yep. Yeah, I did feel like I didn't do shit all weekend. Like, I felt like all I did was stress because I picked up those incentives with Uber. Um, basically they're just like time slots that you pick up where they supposedly uh they are trying to talk you into, like, oh, you can be making 16 dollars every hour for 3 hours. And that did not happen when I went out yesterday, because I took a chance. I went out and I had to cancel like 2 fucking orders, and guess what? I felt like I've been out there for hours, and I know I haven't been. Maybe like 2 3 hours. I only made $19 within all the 3 hours that I was out there. That's fucking bullshit. So are these incentives worth it? Fuck no. That's why it was like I fucking knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Like all this weekend, I knew I was stressing about something, and here it is. It came, and um, I will take responsibility though that all of that worrying and stressing it manifested into some bullshit, and I don't know if I called it to myself. I guess I was still right.
No, 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 no. Remember what you tell me. Remember what you tell me. Whenever I'm like, oh, I don't want to say it because I don't want to call it to myself. And you're like, no, you gotta call it out. You're not calling it to yourself. You're just pointing the spotlight at it. Same thing for you. You gotta treat it the same way. Yes, it does. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's easy for me to sympathize with your mom and be like, yeah, I understand you too. Like the pounding on the door or whatever it is, it does affect you, right? It affected you. So, but I also remember that when she was on the phone with, I think when we were in the car, she was on the phone and she said we went to Walmart and we bought our stuff, and then you said that they were going to the store. So I was like, what the hell? Didn't they already go? And then um, I did hear them knock twice. The first time, I don't know where they knocked. I don't know if it was the door or the window, but I did hear knocking. And then it happened again. So she even said, "I thought you had your headphones in, so you didn't hear us." Which that's understandable. You did have your headphones in, and you didn't hear them. I mean, like you said, they could have called you and said, "Hey, we need help with the groceries. Come outside or something," right? If they knew that you had your headphones in and you weren't going to hear them. So, I mean, obviously, like you said, she was wrong too. But it's easier for me to sympathize with her than it is with my issue, with what I was dealing with. And that's what I'm saying. Like for you, when I was telling you, I could tell that you were feeling bad for her, and I'm like, don't worry, don't feel bad for her. I didn't snap at her. I didn't take anything out on her that I could have, but I know that my me being irritated wasn't her. It was about the situation. So I was just like, I'm just gonna calm my fucking ass down and just deal with it myself. So I don't know. We deal with things differently, but like I said, it's easier to look at other people and be like, oh, okay, I should, like right now, with you saying, did I call this to myself? No, you didn't. And but it's easier for you to tell me that I don't call things to myself versus telling yourself that. So no, don't call it. Don't say that you called it to yourself because you didn't.
Well, I kind of did though, because I look at my flaws too, you know? Like when I say like if I was a patient coming to myself, you know, and I would look at this person like, well, yeah, you kind of did set up to have a bad time doing deliveries because you know you've been stressing about it ever since you booked. Ever since you booked these incentives on a fucking Wednesday. Since Wednesday, and it's Monday. So it was like you were causing yourself, you know, worry ever since you booked it on Wednesday. And I had a talk with myself like, okay, why the fuck were you so stressed out about it? And my response has been because the I spent more mileage than you know the money. Like my mileage is way over the amount that I received, and it wasn't worth it. I'm getting scammed. 3 flights of fucking stairs, and you know, like see, and it's those things. It sounds stupid, But as you're doing it, you're like, this is fucking bullshit. Like, and it's like, if you hadn't done the job and you're doing it continuously, you would have nothing to say. Like, you would be all in agreement. Like, you know what? It is not worth it. It is a fucking scam. It's just, Uber's way of letting you know that like, oh, you're guaranteed $16, but guess what? You gotta drive 30 fucking miles for one delivery, and you have to complete it within this certain time. So it's like, you're, wear and tear on your car. I've already justified that. It's wear and tear on your car going on vacation. Like, whatever it, I'm trying to make it make sense. I'm trying to make it worth it. I'm trying to make, like, oh, like, I can't experiment with this. I can't just throw away gas. I can't just throw away miles. This is my precious time. My time is valuable, and they're not paying me enough for it. So, it's imagine saying that to someone like myself, and you're just, what the right answer is. You feel it in your fucking gut. But when someone is telling you, like, oh, well, you did call it to yourself. Yeah, maybe I did, because it's like, I'm the one that booked it, knowing in my gut that I didn't feel right about it with all those bullshit things. But it's like, I have a responsibility to do it. So I've been worrying myself from Wednesday to Thursday to Friday, and then when Saturday came, it was like, I'm not doing this shit. This is some fucking bullshit. And I just stayed my ass home. I only went out for like 1 or 2 hours, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go home. And see, it's making me look and sound like I'm just fucking lazy. And it does feel like that. Yes, I picked up a paintbrush, but I wasn't even moving fast enough because I had more interest. And this is so funny because I'll show you what I've been working on. If you take a look at your screen, I've been working on this podcast cover. Go check it out. I'm on Spotify and YouTube. But it was like, I wanted it to be so perfect that I don't want to say wasted, but I dedicated my personal time in hours, my creativity in my brain, to come up with such a art podcast cover that I felt matched my deep down personality underneath the anger. So I'm quite proud of it. It would make me happy if you guys go and subscribe. But I'm really proud of this podcast cover. I am. And I didn't want to feel any guilt doing it. Yeah, I put my responsibilities to the side, which I'm still currently fucking doing, knowing that I have bills to pay. Is this healthy? Fuck no. Am I moving somewhere? No. But I am sick and tired of being scammed. I'm tired of, just doing things for other fucking people. I'm contributing to a company that don't give a fuck about us, and could care fucking less if you got hurt and died, because guess what? There are other people that are desperate for a job but can't get one, are still waiting in line to get accepted to do Uber Eats deliveries. I am but a number. So I am stressed, yes, because I put things like this to the side, and I'm not happy. I'm not happy. And I'll say it, I'm not happy. I'm not happy with all this shit that I feel forced. I feel obligated to do this. Yeah, the best thing to do would be to get rid of bills, which I'm actively doing. I'm eliminating things, and I'm trying to get rid of some of the stress, and it is helping. But if we're gonna talk about the weekend and our stresses, it's this. it's the deliveries, it's the scam, it's the and let me tell you, ever since I quit doing these incentives, I haven't been receiving any offers. So they're probably hearing my episodes because AudreyalKoinva is my real government name, which is tied into a lot of things. Yeah, report my ass. Go ahead, it's fine. But like everybody else on YouTube, any gig worker that makes YouTube videos about DoorDash being a scam, Uber being a scam, Grubhub and all these other gig apps, oh yeah, they're highlighted. They're a threat to the company because they are exploiting, they're doing tell-alls, they're showing their earnings and their mileages, their time, their tips being taken. Like, people, workers, why are you wearing a body cam? And these gig workers are telling them because people are accusing me and reporting me for stealing their food. So I am wearing a body cam to protect myself. And restaurants are telling these gig workers, you can't wear that in here. And it's like, oh, the fuck I can if I am protecting myself. So yeah, we're all being fucking flagged. We're being watched. Because we have these platforms talking about our experiences. Now, if you guys go to my TikTok, tiktok.com/the@kisscut, I'm not exploiting them. I'm actually delivering packages and food very fun. Exposing and what? Hold on. What did you say, babe?
No, I said exposing, not exploiting.
Exposing and not
No,
exposing, not exploiting.
you mean
Okay.
they're exposing them, not exploiting. What the?
Oh yeah, sorry.
I don't.
Yes.
My brain is all fucked
Correction.
up. Yeah,
Thanks
correct.
to my AI editor. Just right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
so I'm trying to keep it to a minimum, but he's with me as I'm doing deliveries. And sometimes I feel like I gotta just shut the hell up. Because, you know, he already knows my anger. He doesn't need to see more. It's the same shit over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And it's like, babe, I'm sorry. I'm just pissed. But it's and I hate to say that it's just how it is. In this in this gig world. But I always say, yo, if it's making you money, it's a job. A lot of times people think that anyone that does gig work, they're lazy, we don't deserve tips, we're low lives, all of those things. But it's like, yeah, while your fat ass is sitting on the couch ordering, waiting for your delivery, like, yeah, okay, we're actually like moving, like we're actually like doing shit. um I'm just gonna say this, right? Because I feel like I need to say this. But my ex, the one that used to pound on my door and windows and stuff, um he told me something that I haven't thought about, and for some stupid ass reason he made sense. But people have the wrong idea about gig workers, and I think people need to have a look at not just how the person is delivering, but the care that they have with your items. But not just that, but the kind of whip that they drive. And I know it's not about materialistic things, but the thing that I recognized or that I noticed was that because of my car, I felt like I got the most respect than a delivery driver that's doing the gig work with a busted ass vehicle. And the only one example that I can give is that there were many a times that me and another delivery driver pulled up to the same house, and this girl and her boyfriend, they were in this little busted car. And I thought it was cute because they're a couple, they're doing it together, and he's handing her the food and she's driving. And they reached the customer before I did. And the guy, I caught him kind of being like, looking smug at the people from this car. And he was just like, oh, like, thank you. So I don't know, if the customer was thinking like, oh, like, my food that I'm gonna eat is been in that ugly ass car. You know what I'm saying? But when I got out of my car, and I was already like in the driveway when I seen his face and his response, I handed him the food and I was just like, hi. And me and the girl gave him the same greeting. Like, she was like, hi, like, oh, here you go, here's your Baskin and Robbins, and the guy was like, oh, thanks. And then she was like, have a good day. And then she skips off back to her car. And the guy was looking after her like, bleh. And she didn't look disgusting. She didn't look unkept, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, she had a bubbly attitude or whatever. And when I came up, I was like, hi. And he was like, oh, hey. And I was like, oh, like, oh, you got, and I forgot what he ordered, but I was like, oh, man, like, your food smells so good. And he was just like, oh, yeah, that's why I ordered it. And I was like, oh, yeah, well, have a good day. And he was just like, you too. And, like, as I was turning, like, I seen him look at my car. And the thing that my ex said to me was, no one can ever look down on you while you're doing gig work. And I was like, how the fuck do you know that? Like, I'm and I was exaggerating when I said this, but I was like, man, it's like I'm a fucking slave. Like I'm a do girl. Like, I'm a do bitch. Like, you tell me to do something, or they're telling me to do something, and I'm running over there doing it. And he was like, no. He said, you will always get respect while you're driving that. He said, people that, rich people or like well-to-do people, they will judge you, and they will treat you by treat you in a good way, or their attitude will change depending on like how you dress or the things that you got. And when I thought about that, like, because obviously I've been doing deliveries for a while, and then when he said that, I was like, I have to keep an eye out on that. And sometimes it is hard to tell because I don't live, like, I have never been exposed to like racism I've been raised around all kinds of people. I was sheltered, and it was just like, okay, what kind of, like, what's happening right now? Like, is this one of those situations or not? No idea. But when he told me that, it was like, I feel like that's kind of wrong, but at the same time, I guess I was even more proud, not of the kind of car that I got, but that I had a vehicle to do it. But it just sucks that if it is what he says it is, I don't know if he's wrong or right because of what I saw. Like, oh, here's a perfect example, really, really quick. I'm sorry, babe. But I was dating this guy, and he knew that I was doing deliveries, and he knew how much I busted my ass. And our courtship was very temporary, it didn't last very long. But he said something like, I had my gym bag, and I was like pulling stuff out of my gym bag or whatever. And he was like, wow, you got a lot of really nice stuff. And I was thinking, like, the hell are you talking about? And I've never understood why he said that. But when we got into an argument, he was like, you do deliveries. Like, he said it just like that. Like, bitch, who the fuck are you? You do delivery. Like, he didn't say that, but he said it like that. Like, you do deliveries. And I was like, yeah, and you still continue to fuck with me. So, like, I'm not gonna feel bad for what, like, I'm quite conscious and aware of what the fuck I'm doing and where my money's coming from. But it was like he had those fucked up thoughts, and he was just baffled that the things that I was pulling out of my gym bag were really nice stuff that what a delivery driver shouldn't have or shouldn't be able to afford it. Is you a fool? So, anyways, check out Audie's art struggles on YouTube and Spotify. I think I'm done. I'm sorry, baby.
So I went and had lunch, and I switched out my headphones because those other ones sucked. They pissed me the fuck off. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah.
How was lunch?
It's good. No, I'm kidding. I didn't. I did switch out my headphones though because they were pissing me the fuck off. Maybe this is a sign. I'm not supposed to have nice things. I'm on Apple headphones right now, and they fucking suck. They make me sound muffled and like I got a bigger lisp than I have.
Lisp.
The other headphones, the Beats headphones, yeah, they're better, but they squeak, and I know that it picks it up on the mic, so I'm trying to save everybody's ears by not having squeaky headphones. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just irritating with my shit.
I don't even know what he's talking about. But then I
No,
don't
I
have
can
very
hear
good
you.
hearing, so I'm not a reliable source. Put it in the
No,
chat
I
if you
can
guys
hear
hear
it.
the squeak.
The squeaking is it's in the hinges of the headphones because you know how they fold. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I slept on them or what the hell happened, but they squeak. And
maybe
sometimes
the squeak is from the bed of us having a good time, babe.
no.
Yes.
I wish, but no, that's not it. But they piss me off, so I took them off. So if I sound muffled or if I have a lisp, then sorry.
A lisp.
I'm not sorry. A lisp.
What do you have? A
A
lisp.
Stop.
Stop.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we're not
Yeah,
hating on
we had
anyone
a.
that has lisp.
Hey, I have
Okay.
one, so I can hate a speech impediment. No, I don't think I
Mm.
have a speech impediment, but I do sometimes have a lisp, or it sounds like I have one.
Babe.
Yes, yes.
Say, say Philippines.
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 You said that yesterday.
How is it not funnier that I say peens instead of Philippines? Philippines.
It's your
The peens is
L's.
funny. It's not the L.
Philippines. It is.
Philippines.
It's the L's.
Philanthropist.
Philippines. Say palette.
Philippines. Say what?
Say palette.
Palette. Dollar. I should have gone to Dollar Tree
Dollar.
yesterday.
Dollar. Dollar
Dollar.
tree.
No, baby. It's your hearing. That's just
Mm.
how you hear it and how you say it. It's you.
Remember,
Nah.
I told you that when I went to CVS to pick up a prescription, the girl was like, "Press that button." I was
But
like, oh, they all say it the same.
they all say this thing.
Say button.
Button. Button.
You're not saying
Belly
it.
button.
Say belly button.
I did. I
Belly
said belly
button.
button. I don't know what you're
Button.
talking about.
That girl at
Button.
CVS, she was like, "Go ahead and press that button." And I was
Button.
in that line trying not to fucking laugh. And I was walking out of CVS saying, "Button, button."
Button.
I'm gonna press that
Button.
handicap button.
Button.
I'm gonna press
What
that
button? There's a
button
handicap.
to my
Oh, to
car.
open the doors?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
the automatic doors. Hold
When
on.
I pull up to Sonic, I'm like, I'm gonna press that red button. You're adorable, babe. You just don't know it.
No.
You and your
No.
button.
Me and my list.
Late.
So, babe,
Mm-hmm.
what else happened this weekend for you?
I don't remember.
See,
Help
is
me
that a
out.
sign that we got over it, or is that we just so stressed out that we forgot about it?
I think for me, it's a combination of both. I think and brainwashing. Cause when fucked up shit happens to me,
Um,
I fucking let it go. I'm just like, whatever. More fuck shit's gonna happen in the future, so it's fine.
it's fine. So, what else happened for me in the weekend? During the weekend, I watched. Okay, I know I mentioned this on. Oh my god, what did I just say? I think I'm having a stroke. I know I mentioned this on Friday's show, right? About I was gonna watch American Psycho because I've heard for a long ass fucking time I've been wanting to watch this movie and I couldn't watch it. They never had it in any of the streaming services that I already have, so I was like, fuck. And then I think Netflix has it now. So I was eager to read, and it sucks. It fucking sucks. There was nothing cool about this movie. There was nothing scary about this movie. There was nothing psychological, thrilling about this movie. It just fucking sucked. And then, okay, I'm gonna probably get some slack for this shit. You're probably gonna want to cancel me, but I don't give a fuck. What is wrong with Christian Bale's mouth? What is wrong with it? And of course, when I was watching the movie, I was like, his fucking mouth is irritating the shit out of me. Now, I was dealing with the whole phone thing, and maybe I was already irritated, but his fucking mouth was irritating me even more, and I was like, I'm an asshole right now. He can't help that he has a lot of teeth and a little bit of a mouth. What is it about his mouth? What is it? So then I was thinking, okay, maybe I'm just being an asshole, but then I Googled it. And apparently other people have an issue with his mouth as well. So
Mm.
it's not just me. But I was just like, I don't know what it is about his mouth. It's fucking irritating. But I finished the movie because I wanted to finish it, and I was like, maybe at the end it gets better, and it didn't.
It didn't.
It didn't. It never got better. It fucking sucked. So yeah, whatever. And then, of course, I'm sure we're all aware of what happened with Donald Trump this weekend, which I'm not sure if I mentioned it on Thursday, if it was on Thursday's show or if it was Friday's show that we were talking about it, but we did get into like some politics speech or talk or whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
I did give my a little bit of my background with politics and shit. I'm not like the best versed person when it comes to politics and what they're trying to do and all this shit and candidates, and I really don't give a shit. I hear about it, I do vote, whatever. I do some homework when I have to, but at the end of the day, I do feel like our vote doesn't really count. I also feel like it doesn't matter who the fuck is in office because there's other people controlling it. That might be a conspiracy theory. I don't fucking care. I sound angry right now. Why do I sound angry? But anyway, the point is, as soon as I fucking heard about this attempted assassination of Donald Trump, I knew that it was something either staged, it was a fucking hoax, he planned it. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. So I'm gonna get into it, babe. Did you just open the soda?
Yes, I did.
Okay, what kind of soda is it?
It's Diet Doctor.
Oh my gosh, I need ice.
Yum.
Anyway, so let me get into it.
Mm.
So at first, when I first saw the injury, of course, okay, I'm gonna say I don't like Donald Trump. I don't fucking care for him. I don't agree with his views, but I also don't think anybody should be trying to kill this guy. Boo that guy. But anyway, when they were saying like that he had gotten shot, I was like, oh shit. And I went and I checked, and as soon as I saw his ear, I was like, okay, that's not a fucking gunshot. And so you're telling me that this shooter, I know more about him now, but so you're telling me that the shooter that got kicked out of Rifle Academy, I think it was, or Shooting Academy, I don't know, but he got kicked out because he was a horrible shot. So you're telling me that this guy was able to belly crawl onto a roof. Nobody from the Secret Service and nobody from the security and the military that were somehow there saw this guy or did anything to stop him. He's got a fucking rifle. He's belly crawling up this roof, and he gets into position, and he takes not only one shot. I would understand if it was just one shot, and then they got rid of him. He took, I think they said it was 8 shots. Oh my god! If he was really trying to eliminate someone, I'm sure he would have been able to if it was a better shot. Like, I don't know, it just didn't make any sense. So then you're telling me that from an AR-15, I don't know if you're supposed to mention weapons here or not, but whatever. That caliber of weapon has a big can I say the B word or no?
Uh,
Projectile. Let's just say that, right? It has a big
okay.
projectile,
Mhm.
which um the damage on this guy's ear does not align with the damage that projectile would cause. So I was thinking, okay, that's fake, or not fake. I'm not saying that he didn't get injured. I'm saying that the projectile did not injure his ear. So that's another thing. And then, how in the hell did this guy get that close without Secret Service or the snipers or anybody else noticing him? Aside from the people that saw him and pointed him out to the security on the ground, these people that were set up in these buildings to actually protect this guy didn't do their job. And then, oh my god. So then he gets hit, right? And he goes to the ground and he comes back up, and they have the shortest person in the whole detail right in front of him. So let's just say that this would have been an attempted. I'm not gonna say the word because I don't want to flag the channel, but we know. I think I already said it. Can I say it?
Yeah, go ahead, say it.
Okay. If this really was an attempted assassination, does when he comes back up and this fucking short person is covering his chest and his head is right in front of him protecting that area, they would have shot him clean. It would have been a clean shot.
Mm.
how and then how is he allowed to not just okay, he comes back up and he raises his head and he's all like it's a clear shot if you want to take it, and then he's all like fist pumping and he's all saying fight 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 whatever, right? And first of all, Secret Service would not have let him do that, not just once but twice. And
Mhm.
then yeah, so I'm just my fucking brain hurts.
Oh yeah.
um yeah, I don't think this was a real event. Call me a conspiracy theorist if you want, but there's too much evidence out there that shows and proves it. Um, Again, I'm not saying that he should have gotten injured or that it should have been better executed. All I'm saying is it was staged, in my opinion, allegedly.
Right.
So
Allegedly.
that happened this weekend.
Mhm.
Aside from that fuck shit movie that I watched, and then that fuck shit event that happened, I think wasn't that Saturday? Yeah, it was on Saturday. And then Sunday, oh no, Saturday night I watched a movie that I had already seen before. If you guys want to go watch it, it's called Frank versus God. It's free on Tubi. If you don't want to pay for it, it's free on Tubi. Babe,
Yes.
babe, all the movies and all the shows that I tell you to watch and you haven't, I'm not saying that you won't, but you haven't up until today. What? Right? You watched that movie?
Yes.
What did you think?
It is a new favorite of mine. It was, I mean, to me, it was really funny. That guy is a character, and to me, he was making a lot of valid points. I'm pretty sure everyone in their lifetime has asked these types of questions, so it is very relatable. Um, and the messages from all of the priests from different religions, that was very interesting, like to have
Mhm.
all of them, or all of those religions, backgrounds, cultures in one movie, as this
Mhm.
guy's like questioning or asking them, like, why would God let these things happen. um it was it was very well done, like, just as far as oh my god, like in the first, what was it, the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes of that
Mhm.
that movie, like I was already crying. I was crying,
Mhm.
about his little shrine that he had for his deceased wife, and then his dog, and I was so happy that his dog was, well, I don't know if it was his dog alive. Please tell me yes.
Yes.
Okay. I hope you're not just saying it because I asked.
No, no, no.
But yeah, like it was I liked it. It's a really, it was very informative because I got to hear it, and it didn't go into full details of like the Bibles and things, but just to hear passages from other religions, that they're
Mhm.
all pretty much like the same thing, but just it was very easy to understand and to relate to, because I think a lot of people, that's what kind of separates everyone, is like the background and things, but everything is, it's just explained differently. And when they were talking about it in court, and I was just like, I freaking love this.
Yeah. Yes, it's a
Yeah, I
very
liked
good
it.
movie.
Yeah,
I like
thank you,
the
babe, for
story. I
sharing it
like.
with me.
Oh, you're welcome, babe. Thank you for watching it finally.
Yeah,
I
same
know that
here.
was fucked up for me to say. Sorry. It's just I don't know. Sometimes when I find something that's really, I don't want to say life changing, but it opens my eyes to things, and I'm like, oh, I want to share this, and then I do share, and then people just don't watch it. I'm like, what the hell, man? But I watch your fucking TikToks. I watch not you specifically. I'm talking about everybody, because everybody does the same thing. But I'm like, I don't know. Should I just keep this to myself
Well,
or not?
I'm not trying to excuse it, but you know why I can't.
No, I know, I know. I do
Yeah.
understand you have a lot of things going on. I've been listening to your art podcast too, and I'm like, damn, I didn't know that shit. We've been together for a year, and I didn't know all this stuff. It's
Oh, I'm
very
just
interesting.
lying to you, babe.
Now it's just a lot of things that you don't talk to me about. That even if you did talk to me, I wouldn't understand. But um, it's different listening to the cast. Even though, like, I don't know what the hell it means to blend, and I didn't even know what medium was. I thought it was like a person that can be a psychic or whatever. What's that thing called? The add-on, I think, that you bought that dilutes the paint.
Yeah, fluid. Thank you.
But see those like, yeah, time to read a book, or even listen to books. No,
Ever.
no, we're gonna get into um. Okay, are we gonna transition somehow? Fuck, I feel like a newbie right now. My
Why?
ear hurts. My head hurts. My face hurts. My neck hurts. My shoulders hurt. Is that stress or am I having a stroke?
That's stress, babe.
No, okay, then I'm just gonna chill the fuck out.
What were you gonna say?
Um, about the next topic.
Yeah.
So we were talking on the phone, and you told me that you saw what was it? Coyotes or fox? What were they? The animals
Oh, they were
that you saw?
foxes.
Foxes. You said that they were stuck, which reminded me I had. I know this is a weird fucking thing to Google. Why do dogs get stuck? But like, because when I was growing up and I would see, because I live in a place where there's a lot of stray fucking animals and a lot of stray dogs, I would see them and I'm like, they're dumb. Why not just separate? Like, why not just pull away? And like, why does that happen? Is that how they have sex? And then, getting older, I just really didn't focus too much on animals and what they did. And then when you told me that, I was like, there has to be a reason why they get stuck like that. It's not just that they don't know how to dismount. So then I looked it up, and again, this is if anybody ever goes through my search history, they'll be like, "This motherfucker is weird."
He's
But
disgusting.
yes, you know what? We should do a show on our search history.
Oh my gosh.
I have a few. I have a few devices that we can go through. But anyways, so I did Google why do dogs get stuck. So do you want to know the answer, babe?
Yes, I do. I didn't think
Okay,
you were actually
so
gonna search it.
yes, I did. Oh shit. So okay, the
Mhm.
reason why they get stuck, which okay, let me explain it in ways that we can learn that we can, because I had to go through a huge rabbit hole just to find the meaning of this, or to dumb it down to myself. Basically, can we talk about body parts on here?
Sure.
Okay. You're like, sure, we're already canceled. It's fine.
Right? Yes.
The show's already dead. Just go ahead and finish it off.
Mm-mm.
So basically, um, when the male ejaculates, his mushroom, his the head of the
Oh
penis
my god.
swells,
Uh-huh.
and the female's vagina shrinks. So that supposedly is called They're bonding. They're supposed to be bonding at this time. It's almost
Man,
like
he's just
cuddling.
hitting it and quitting it. Oh my god.
It's almost like cuddling afterwards. They're supposed to be cuddling, but we interrupt them. It's our fault.
Cuddling.
It's cuddling. It's our fault. They are
Oh
bonding. They
no.
are after mating. They are bonding. So physically, that's what happens. The vagina shrinks and the penis enlarges, and it takes about 15 to 45 minutes for it to disengage. And they should be bonding during this time. So it happens with foxes, it happens with dogs, and it happens with what else did I say, babe?
Mm-mm.
There was
I
another
don't
one,
know.
which it does bring up the question: why have I never seen a cat stuck with another cat? You know what? I don't even think they hide, don't they? That's why
Mm.
cats hide to have sex. Yeah, that's what it is. Dogs just really don't care who's around, but it's supposed to be a bonding moment for them. So next time you see dogs doing it, just turn away, give them their cuddle time, let them just finish what they're doing, finish bonding, and just mind your own business. But
Oh
yeah,
my
that's the
god.
reason why it swells and the other one shrinks.
Mm.
You want to know the scientific term for it?
Sure.
Bulbous glandis, which is the genitals, the penis. It's the dog penis. Bulbous glandis swells.
Sorry.
I'm too immature for this shit.
Oh, we're learning, babe.
Yes. I forgot what the females, what the dog's genitals are called. The woman ones, the female ones.
It sounds painful.
Well, I mean, I guess it could be. When you try and force, oh, you're not supposed to try and force them apart. Leave them alone because you can hurt them. We don't want to
Yes.
hurt any animals, especially when
It's
they're
not
bonding.
nice.
No. Have you ever seen them, babe?
I did, and it just happened in my front yard, and I was scared because they were crying. So yeah,
Mm,
it scared the shit out of me, and I don't recall. Okay, wait. You know what? I always heard that this only happened to male on male.
no.
Yeah, that's what I was told that it was two male dogs trying to do that shit and then they got stuck. That's why yeah, I think that's how it was fed to us as kids. Like if you see two dogs, that means it's two boys. And that if
If you
they
see
got
two dogs
stuck, it
stuck,
was
it's
their
two boys.
punishment. That's what.
If it's a male, if it's a male dog, it doesn't have that muscle that contracts. Listen, if you see two dogs having sex and they don't get stuck, then it's a male on male.
Mhm.
Interesting.
That is interesting because that's how I've always known it to be, even to this day, as an adult. Like, because, yeah.
See, but now we know.
Hmm.
Thanks to my searching, thanks to my curiosity. Yeah, my search history has a history.
It is interesting. I'm not just saying that to clown or anything. Like, I was told that my entire life that if two dogs or animals got stuck, it was because they were boys.
mm, I don't
So,
think I was ever any of that. I was just supposed to watch them have sex. You're not supposed to watch them poop. You can watch them pee, but not poop, because it causes ice.
Oh man, they were on us back in the day, weren't they?
Yeah.
Like, don't be nasty.
Yeah, too late for
Mhm.
that.
I'm sorry.
What?
Nothing. It's just I don't know. Like sometimes I feel like our like we're still in some ways innocent because we've held
Hmm.
on to it this long,
This long.
and we're I don't know. I guess that's why you and I were so interested in listening to podcasts, other people's podcasts, because we're in some ways like learning. That's why I don't like to watch or listen to videos or podcasts where it's a bunch of trolling
Mm.
because they just make up shit, spreading false information and things like that. But um, if I'm really curious about something, I'll search for it after I listen. And just reading other people's thoughts and opinions, like their comments and, articles and things like that. Like I can get into the rabbit hole like that, but if something doesn't pique my interest, it's just like, okay, well, I'm just going to take that information as that's somebody's opinion or that's somebody's experience. And until someone corrects me or they throw me something like, oh, this is really what it is, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. But
Yeah.
it's interesting to me. I don't know what.
But in what kind of podcast, other than this one, would you ever come across them talking about why dogs get stuck after mating?
Like what kind of podcast?
Yeah.
From a zoologist.
I don't
Like,
even know any.
well,
I've never even listened to it.
that's what I'm
I didn't even know
saying.
that they
Like,
existed.
well,
Sorry.
they have podcasts like that. Like, like National Geographics, they have a podcast.
They
Um,
do?
yes, like just anything
See, I like
of
listening to
that
things
nature.
and
Yeah,
reading
so do
things
I.
and watching things that I'm gonna learn something from, even if it's something stupid and something small. I like to learn. I don't want to just hear about dumb shit. Like yeah, sometimes watching a comedy movie or listening to stand up or listening to a playful, joking podcast is cool, but not all the time. I need to learn something. I need
Like
to learn
you're
something
like
that I can
me.
either.
Like we need some kind of takeaway
Yeah,
from the show. That's why for me it's like, like that's what I want from, that's what I want to do with the Y Run. I want people to
yeah,
not just be entertained, but I want people to have learned something. Because we know a lot of trash casters, so it's just like,
yeah. Well, I hope they're learning something listening to this, because I feel like a dumbass just rambling sometimes, most of the time. I think that's why I wanted to make that why I made that X account, because I find random shit all the time. I find and I search obviously for random shit all the time. So whenever I can learn something from it and then share it, that's good enough for me. Like I don't want to take away. I don't know how much you wanted to talk about this or not, but when I first found out, excuse me, when I first found out why they get stuck, I was like, that's fucking interesting, and I never knew it. And then I'm talking to you about it, and you're just like, yeah, we should probably talk about that. I'm like, yes, let's talk about it. But anyone else would have been like, you're fucking weird. Don't talk about dog sex on my show. And you were just like, yes, let's do it.
it's educational for educational purposes, like we're not clowning dogs. It's just we're really
I don't
telling
know.
what we were
Now I feel
told
bad
as
for
children.
trying to scare them apart before.
Scare them apart.
Yes, like, hey, stop it! Don't do that.
Don't be nasty.
Don't be nasty. What are you doing?
Stop it. You're hurting
See,
her.
but now, yes,
That's how I was.
yes. But see, now we know that they're cuddling. This is their bonding moment. We should put a blanket over them and let them have some privacy. Like, yes, bond.
We're just scaring them even more.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, babe. Next time we'll just throw on some Keith Sweat and light some candles and
Set the
yeah.
mood for them.
Yeah.
No, but at least
Give
like
them
not try and scare
treats.
them apart. Oh, are you hungry? You thirsty? Let me get you something to drink. No, it was pretty interesting though.
We'll make it a night you'll always remember.
And the dog's cheating on his wife
Oh no.
with another dog. Like, who's that bitch? We see his wife coming around the corner. We're like, oh shit, it's the wrong one.
Oh my god.
See, I can make a cartoon out of that.
Yes, you could.
I'm gonna write a story about that.
Oh my god. Yes.
Setting the mood. It's that time again.
Yes, it is. That went by really
I need
fast.
to, yeah, I need to chill the fuck out because my ear and my face are really hurting right now.
Oh
It's
no.
the left side, so I shouldn't be too worried, right? If it was the right side, I would probably be having a stroke.
No, it's on your left side.
Is it?
Yeah. If you're having a stroke or a
What?
heart attack, it's in the left side of your body.
No, I think the stroke is on the right side and heart
No,
attack is
because
on the
it's your
left.
heart. Your heart's on the left side of your body.
No, I know. I'm saying heart attack is on the left, the stroke is on the right,
Oh, I didn't know
from
that.
what I understand.
Well, you know what? People don't take our word for it. Let us do that. Let us do the research when Rob is
Oh,
into
definitely do
something.
not take any medical advice from me.
Yeah, he doesn't
I don't
even
know
want to go
shit.
to the hospital. So yeah.
I don't. I don't get checkups because the last time I got checked, it was fine. So I'm like, I'm
Yes.
probably just gonna go pray. I should try and do yoga.
I heard that helps because
Do you
you're
think it'll help
you're
me?
yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Should I do hot naked yoga? Yoga. What the fuck? My Mexican came out and cheese
Let me
and
tell you guys,
yoga.
Rob is my Mexican Wolverine.
Yes. We actually found a
Yes.
Mexican Wolverine.
That shit was
AI.
crazy. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I was dying.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to throw them a picture tomorrow, babe.
Yeah, during the clips show.
Yes.
Yes.
You wanna tell them what tomorrow's show is about before we get out of here?
Let me see. Tomorrow's show, don't hold me on that because it's not set in stone. But we're gonna be going through some clips from X, better known as Twitter, or formerly known as Twitter. Plus, my wife found a video of these women. I think it's called Wife Vent Camp. And basically, we're going to get into that.
Man,
And the
he
reason
had
why I
the
said my
nerve.
wife,
He had the
yeah,
nerve. I'm not
yup,
gonna say it till tomorrow, but he had the
yeah,
nerve.
we'll get into it tomorrow.
Mhm.
We might end up fighting on the show.
Mhm.
So stay tuned for that.
Mhm.
It's a very, very, what is it called? Possibility? No. See, I'm dumb.
No,
It's
you're
a
not.
strong possibility that we will end up fighting. Or no, not fighting, but
Mm.
we will definitely disagree.
Mhm.
See, See, it's already starting. She's already copying an attitude. She's
Oh,
preparing for
the
tomorrow.
fact that you said
No,
so,
why
yeah,
should
you
I
guys are
watch what
gonna
I
have
say?
to come back tomorrow for that one. Attitude, huh?
Yep.
Attitude, like
Oh,
that. Okay.
oh, it might start today. I don't know.
Mhm.
I love you.
You're gonna need that meditation in a little bit because
Yeah,
I will
I'm gonna need
break
all the
your
prayers
neck
that I
during
can get.
your yoga session. So be careful. Be careful. Yep.
No, I gotta pray first, shower, then meditate,
Yeah,
and then
pray for
probably
your survival, sure.
yes, I will.
Mhm.
Then I'm gonna have some
Mhm.
Lucky Charms. I've been
Yes.
craving Lucky Charms,
Yes.
so I'm gonna have some.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna
I
get my
love you,
ass to
baby.
the gym. So I love you too, baby. And thank you for joining me on panel, babe.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, you're most welcome until after tomorrow's show.
The
But I
next
love
one
you
will not be
anyway.
featuring.
And
Yeah.
thank you everyone for joining us on the live show and if you're listening to this on a playback. Don't forget to add, rate, comment, subscribe, follow, and share. And yeah, we will check you guys tomorrow. You guys have a beautiful night. Peace.
It was staged. It's fake. Peace.